Hello guys, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV, coming back at you with another Yokai Watch 2019 episode review for episode 26. First of all, before we really dive into things for this episode, I want to thank you all for your continued support. And I also want to thank Lucas Diamond, who is a donator for the channel. So, yeah, let's dive into this episode. I will say I actually did enjoy the opening segment. I've had the hardest time coming up with titles, like being conflicted between 2 or 3 titles. I'm not even going to say the title of what I'm naming this, but it's hilarious. So, our buddy, Kanji-kun, actually gets 100%. I know, I'm shocked too, guys. And upon getting 100%, Fumi-chan gets super duper Genki energized, and then becomes Kanji's Okasan. Well, Kanji calls her Fumi-chan, or Fumi-okasan. Even Sakamoto-kun, who is a known famous actor, calls her Fumi-okasan. I do want to point out while we're going through this episode review, most of these yokai and people use different mom names in Japanese and in English. The ones who use a little English use different phrasing for mother, but it all essentially means the same thing. Like haha or oh haha ya, or haha yay, like what our boy Orochi calls her, is the same thing as Okasan or haha, which is all the same thing as mama, mom, mummy, mother. All of that falls under the same thing. It just depends upon the person's tone. Of course, Whisper and Jibanyan are with Nate, or Keita-kun, while they're going through this. And Jibanyan is actually team Nate right away. Whisper's like, no, it's not a yokai. But it was. It's Izanami, and she is a cutie. She is one of my favorite designs. She's kind of a recolor. Or her in, I believe Otahime have a lot of similarities, or her in another one of the mermaid-like yokai have similarities, but I love her voice actress's voice, which is probably why I like this first segment so much. I feel like the voice actress did such a well-polished job of becoming everyone's mama. Like, I love Jibanyan's reaction. He's like, yes, Izanami mama. Which is kind of like Lana from Pokemon, or Suilin, calling people mama and papa, like using that honorific instead of Otozan and Okasan. Is really weird. It's something that's hard to relate to English. But even Orochi falls victim to this and goes through the motions. Even Olympic runners, even movie stars, even the President of the United States, Donald Trump. So Fumi-chan is Donald Trump's mama, or mother, or mom. So that's hilarious. But this all escalates because Nate doesn't want his future wife to be enslaved to Izanami. Which is actually a good point, even though he didn't say future wife or anything like that. But he doesn't want Fumi-chan or Katie to suffer. And I notice, guys, I call Fumi-chan instead of Katie more than I call Nate Keita, and vice versa. So eventually, Manjimut was summoned, and poor Izanami. Can we get some form of respect for her in the comment section? Anyone who has to deal with a pervert dog baby, that has to be the worst combination ever. Poor Izanami is scarred for life. And I think the doggo has a dirty diaper too at the end. And that's why she basically died, kind of. But we transition on to what I call the Sakura War segment, but it's really just this weirdly long, I don't want to really say weirdly long filler segment, but it's the segment of Whisper sleeping and winding up somewhere after sleeping, then getting his butt handed to him by multiple different yokai. But these yokai, including Kyubi and Orochi, bow down to Whisper. Turns out it was all over a spelling error. Even after playing the backstory stuff, Whisper tries to explain the situation to him that Whisper is spelled with a W and not a U. Even though in Japanese the character is basically the same thing for both, which is why these guys are so conflicted. And is anyone else tired of seeing Whisper getting his butt handed to him? So Whisper basically appears and beats the snot out of Whisper. But how this all basically happened was the Amai gang, or the Sweet Squad, were out, and the Whisper gang is what I'm calling these guys. Basically, we're going to intercept them and start a tussle, even though the tussles or fights in this segment have been horrible. I've been so bored with this segment that it makes the Koma-san for comms enjoyable. Like, you think they're building up for something, but no, it's just Whisper napping, Whisper getting his butt kicked, some kind of cheesy jokes here and there. Like the spelling error thing. That's something you're only gonna get if you know Japanese. So, there's that. But Uespa basically joins his squad, and then we see what's gonna be a showdown between Professor's gang and Robanian, I think F? Because can't really tell from the lighting, it's all of the Robo Yokai, Robo Noko, so on and so forth. We transition to the Koma-san, which proves Koma-san does not have any idea what color theory is, as he paints himself orange, pink, purple, yellow, green, blue, red. So yeah, color theory with Koma-san. That's basically what went on with that segment to a degree. I will say this 4Com was actually a little funny, but barely funny. It's one of those things that if you see what all's going on, you get a single chuckle out of it. It's not like the first segment where there was at least like 6 or 7 things that were kind of funny. Well, really 4 things that were funny and 3 things that were marginally funny. You guys are getting my point. But I do like how everything ended here. I would have liked a longer battle between Josh and I believe it's Chikachi, like Kachikachi, and Punikami or Punigami. And it was the ultimate showdown between being Minecraft style and puni-puni style. So our boy Kachikachi basically spirit bombed or gravity bombed into a ray beam from Punikami or Punigami. I will say that neither of these yokai, I couldn't find them while looking on the wiki, but what I did notice is that some puni-puni yokai are missing in general, like some of the newer ones that if you don't watch any content creators for that it's kind of hard to follow though. So our boy Joshin Kachikachi which that is fun to say, becomes punitized, well, punigami or punikami becomes blocky. And then they get this mutual love for one another, they get blushy, and everything is called a drawl. So at this point, guys, I have to say the episode was a very solid C. I am not going to go below that, but it's a solid C. It was at least entertaining enough to watch. The Izanami segment, even though I know this is going nowhere, like, whenever you watch the opening segments, you know nothing's going to really amount from them now. It was still at least a little bit entertaining. I feel like the writing and direction was maybe slightly improved on this one compared to the last couple. Maybe episode 20 or 21 was our high point, where that first segment actually lasted half of the episode or part of it. I feel like the big killer to the series is everything's subdivided into these multiple miniature segments that you get no story progression. And I feel like this is done for a particular reason. No, it's not to kill the franchise or to even cool off the popularity to reboot. I believe this is done in order for them to basically throw product marketing at us. Basically reminding us Koma-san, Komajiro is still the thing, reminding us that Kyubi or Rochi and all of these other yokai are still the thing. They could probably do this within the episodes themselves with a story, but no. It's just not what they have in the cards. And as you saw at the end of the episode, like when you watch it via the link, if the link is still live, because MX Studio and TV Tokyo has been hitting people's videos down like a tennis player spiking tennis balls, you'll notice that at the end of the episode they promote 2 arcs that are going to be on sale, kind of. They show the arcs for both of the battling yokai. I feel like Yokai Watch 2019 is, or has been, a cheap attempt to rip off Z moves with 1chan sides, and a way for them to keep Yokai Watch marketing going while they figure out what's going on next, like with either Yokai Watch Gem or the build up for Yokai Watch 5 or whatever they decide to do next. I feel like what we're watching is essentially a Naruto filler arc, kind of, at this point. I still love the series nonetheless, but I like the older stuff more than I like this new stuff, and I know many of you agree. But we're not gonna harp on the bad stuff. That final battle, had it been like 2 or 3 minutes longer, would have been neat. I know some of you will agree with me, and some will agree that the Izanami segment was kind of fun, and that the way it ended was either hilarious or, oh no, poor girl is scarred for life, bad. I do want to thank you all for watching, tell you that you are wonderful, great people. Stay positive, and may blessings come your way, and may good things be upon you in the next week. Bye bye for now.